The Brazilian Amazon extends over 5 million square kilometers, 60% of Brazil's territory. Nearly two-thirds of this area is covered by primary forests, making it the largest rainforest on Earth. One-third of all tropical wood in the world is found in the region, divided into 2,500 species, 20% of the freshwater reserve, and one of the greatest biodiversity on the planet. All this splendor makes the Amazon vital for climate regulation and global warming control through various ecosystem services. However, the forest has lost nearly 20% of its area since 1970 and faces alarming deforestation rates in recent years, putting the region very close to its tipping point. But the Amazon is also home to nearly 30 million people, and about two-thirds of them live outside cities. The percentage of poverty among the population is 41%, almost double the average recorded in the country. For these families, especially those from traditional communities and indigenous peoples, the forest is a source of income and subsistence. Therefore, how is it possible to reconcile forest conservation and the fight against global warming with economic development and improvement in the quality of life of forest peoples? The answer lies in nature itself. By promoting natural climate solutions with financial resources from the carbon market, brCarbon makes possible actions for forest conservation, ecological restoration, agriculture, and sustainable extractivism, in addition to the development of local communities. One of brCarbon's work fronts is the RED+ carbon projects. By avoiding deforestation, greenhouse gas emissions from deforestation and forest degradation are reduced. This generates credits which remunerate the owner for forest conservation. And the projects go beyond forest conservation. brCarbon understands that in order to value the standing forest, it is also necessary to value traditional communities and native peoples. Therefore, one of brCarbon's first steps in its projects is to listen to the communities. It is the residents of these areas themselves who define the improvements to be implemented. In general, they meet basic needs, such as energy, drinking water, internet access, education, and support for activities that can generate employment and income. In this sense, brCarbon analyzes the vocation and productive potential of the social biodiversity of each location and supports the development of actions and projects for new sources of income and subsistence. This is the case of agroforestry and sustainable extractivism. Thus, it manages to promote a more harmonious relationship between communities, the forest, and its resources. All this has a positive impact on biodiversity. In all of its projects, brCarbon has a keen eye on this issue. Fauna and flora are constantly evaluated and monitored. After all, it is necessary to know in order to value and conserve. The same logic is applied on other fronts. In ARR projects, the focus is on forest restoration. In this case, the planting of trees generates credits for the removal of atmospheric carbon from the increase in biomass in the restored areas. In the ALM projects, carbon credits are generated in agriculture and livestock through the adoptions of good land use practices such as pasture and crop management and crop-livestock forest integration. With this, it is possible to transform agribusiness from an insurer to a neutralizing agent, adding value to the products. Finally, there is the possibility of generating carbon credits from the reduction of emissions from forest fires. brCarbon works with exclusive methodologies and the latest technologies to prevent and fight fires in the monitored forests. This is all possible thanks to the expertise of its team of specialists with more than 10 years of experience in the carbon market and in different areas of knowledge. And the brCarbon team continues to grow. With a growth of 200% in the past year, it already has 46% of its staff composed of women. In addition, brCarbon stands out in the carbon project market for the use of innovative methodologies and technologies, which provide security and guarantees of good results in the short, medium, and long term. This is the case of the drone equipped with LiDAR, a sensor that brings more precision to the forest inventory and the measurement of carbon stock. More accurate data makes carbon credits more reliable and increases their sales potential. This is the win-win of sustainability. It profits the owner, local communities, and all humanity. brCarbon. Here, the standing forest is worth much more.